Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Module 2 of Small Business Management and Entrepreneurship. In this module, we're going to focus on two very important steps in creating a business. We're going to look at choosing the right business name and creating a business plan. Now, these are very foundational steps. Getting them right can make a tremendous difference in the success of your potential future business. So let's look at this together. Let's start out with your business name. Now, it may be tempting to think that business name is just a label. It's not that big a deal, but it really is much more than that. Your business name is going to be the very first impression that people get. They're going to hear your name and it's going to make them think of something, okay? It's going to become a very key part of your brand identity, and it needs to be something that customers remember and recognize. A good business name should always be easy to say and spell. It should, again, be memorable, because if people can't remember it, they can't find you. Like if you sold me the most wonderful baked goods ever, but your name is very complicated, when I went to my Facebook to try to find you, I would not be able to find you. So make sure it's memorable. Your name should reflect something about what your business does, and it should appeal to some way in your target audience. Okay. If you think about companies like Google, Nike, Amazon, they all have very quick, sort of bright sounding names. They connect to their brand and message. When you hear those words, you're automatically thinking of something. It brings an image to mind. Okay. Not all of it may be positive, but you definitely can pull some things up, right? Now, one thing about a name is you have to be sure it's available, because there is some legality to naming yourself, your company. You cannot break someone else's copyright. You cannot take someone else's name. So you need to make sure when choosing a name that you check the state business registry, that you check the USPTO trademark database, that you do online searches and social media. Just put it in there just to see if it comes up again. You need to make sure that you have domain name availability, so that when you go to put together a website or some sort of site, that you don't have to choose something unattached to the name that you want to use, okay? And see if you skip this step, and a lot of people do, and sometimes it doesn't matter. If you're in a very small community, you may name your bakery something that a bakery 10 towns down is also named, and no one ever knows and no one ever cares. But you want to make sure that you're not going to potentially face legal action later that would leave you with fees or force you to rename or rebrand your business later, because once you get rolling with a particular name, changing it is going to get very expensive, because you're talking about changing all of your marketing and your signs and all of that kind of thing, okay? Now, you're also going to notice that business names often end in things like LLC. My husband is Morales Energy Consultants, LLC. Sometimes you will see a company name, and after the end is comma Inc. or comma Corp. Okay. That may not always be said when you state your business name, but it is part of your legal business name. It reflects your legal structure. Sometimes you will also hear the term DBA, which is doing business as. And then that means that your business operates under a different public name than its legal name. For example, there might be a company named John Doe Landscaping LLC, okay, but they do business as Greenscapes or something like that. That helps with branding, but while also staying legally compliant, okay? So that's just some of the information on naming your business. Now let's move on to your business plan. A business plan is a lot like a roadmap. It keeps you going in a direction. You cannot start a business and just fly by the seat of your pants. You need to know what's about to happen. This is where I love doing things for business and don't mind helping my husband, because you need things lined out. You need to know where you're going. You need to know what's coming next. A business plan helps you clarify your goals and visions. It helps you understand the market that you're in. It helps you to plan your finances. It helps you to stay focused and organized. And even if you are a very small business and you don't need a long formal plan, you need to create a clear idea of how your business will operate, so that you do not have any surprises or come upon something completely unexpected or have a major hole in your financial situation that you should have seen from the beginning, okay? And some of the biggest benefits to creating a business plan is it helps you determine early on if your business will be profitable, okay? It's one thing to have a great idea. It's one thing to think it will make money, but sometimes you need to sit down on paper and make a plan to see how it can, okay? A business plan is always going to help you attract investors or lenders. In fact, you never need to approach an investor or a lender without some kind of concrete business plan. It's going to help you focus on your target market, which is a huge part of marketing. Not all businesses are for everybody. Women's boutiques do not need to market to men, right? You need to understand how to focus, how to market to your target market. It's going to give you a way to measure success, right? If you have a plan, if you know what you hope to accomplish, then you can judge whether or not you have accomplished it, okay? It's taking your idea and turning it into something real and actionable, which is so important in the business world. A great idea is great, but if you don't bring it into something that can be transferred into the real world, then all it ever is an idea, okay? And there are two types of business plan. There's traditional and there's lean. Now, a traditional business plan is a pretty large document. It usually includes an executive summary, which is a quick overview of your business. It includes a company description, what you do and why. It describes market analysis of your customers and your competitors. It's going to have a section on marketing and sales strategies that talks about how you're planning on marketing this business. It gives product or service description. It's going to give financial projections. It's going to have operations plan. It's going to give a SWOT analysis, SWOT. And if you've not gotten familiar with that and you're going into any sort of further business studies, be sure you understand SWOT, because everything is SWOT analysis, which is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Okay, your business plan is going to include that. And you need this type of business plan if you're seeking funding. If you want to go to the bank and ask for money to start your business, they're going to expect to see all of this in a business plan. They want to see that you understand something about business and know what you're getting into before they loan you money, okay? But not everyone needs a long plan. If you have your startup money and you're starting something small, something service-oriented, you may not have to have all that. So then you could just have a lean business plan. And a lean business plan is just a shorter, simpler version. It focuses down some. It focuses on your idea. It focuses on your target market, because every single business, no matter how large or small, needs to understand who their business is for. It provides you with a revenue model so you can make sure that you aren't losing money on this deal. It's going to list out some key goals. And these lean business models are great for small businesses, for startups, for solo entrepreneurs who are just kind of going out there on their own, providing a product or a service. And it's faster to create and it's easier to update. Okay. So those are some things on business plans. And just to kind of wrap up this module, your business name is important because it shapes your brand and first impression. So make sure we choose it carefully and check that it's legally available. And your business plan gives you ideas and directions that help take your ideas and turn it into a successful business. And so if you remember one thing from this lesson, and these two things coming together, let it be this: a strong name gets people interested, and a strong plan keeps your business going. Okay. Now, your assignments in this model are a quiz. This quiz is kind of fun and interactive. It can help you figure out your business name. It links to sites that help with that. I will say, when you're planning a business, trying to find names, trying to find logos, we're going to work through more of that in this course. Use the resources, the free resources out there on the internet, because there are many, okay? And it's not cheating to tell ChatGPT what your business ideas are and see what kind of names it spits out for you, okay? I want you to have fun with that and enjoy that and pick a name that really speaks to who you are and what your business is going to be. And then your second assignment is going to be to begin to create a business plan, okay? And this is going to be one of those few times when your instructor instructs you to use ChatGPT or whatever AI you prefer. Because what I want you to do, there's instructions in the assignment, is to feed a bunch of information into AI and ask it to help you create a business plan. Because it's important in our world where AI exists and it's a useful tool and it's not going away, that you learn how to use it. And writing a business plan is a lot of writing. And there's probably some legal type words in there that you may not know or understand, and writing may not be your best gift. You may not write very professionally, but if you can feed your ideas in and let it help you flesh it out, and then just go back and check to make sure it didn't do anything super weird, then I want you to learn to use these tools to help you in your business, okay? And now I will tell you on this assignment, we're going to work with this same plan 2 more times in this course. So be sure that you just file it somewhere that you can find it again, because I always warn people when something's going to pop up again, because I'm the queen of putting it somewhere where I will not lose it and never seeing it again. So make sure you file this business plan somewhere where you can get back to it. Okay, that's it for this week. As always, reach out to me if you have any questions. Good luck with this week's assignment, and I will see you in Module 3.